Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I hit my first $10,000 selling digital products here online. But before we go ahead and get into that, I want to let you guys know that my name is Boustedt and I actually run the Takeover shop. We're still editing assets and presets for content creators just like you. Now the whole purpose of this video is to show you guys how I made my first $10,000 here online. And honestly, me just saying that is pretty crazy, especially because I did it with just digital products. So the reason why I actually decided to pursue digital products is because I found out that it was just the best business model for me. I genuinely believe it's the business model for a lot of creatives because it gives you like freedom, like complete freedom. You don't work for anybody other than yourself. You make money for creating content. And that's literally the dopest thing ever because you get to create content, build your personal brand, and then get paid for it. I've always wanted to be a content creator. So little 11-year-old me would probably be ecstatic that like I'm living the life that I get to live. I know that $10,000 in the grand scheme of things, especially for how long I've been doing it, isn't a whole lot of money, but I know that this is just the beginning. This is just the start of my journey. And I know that it's going to be pretty realistic for a lot of you guys when you guys go ahead and get started inside of this game. And I'm assuming because you're watching this video, you've always been interested in digital products and you're wondering if you can do it yourself as well. Let's go ahead and get started and start breaking down exactly what I did to hit my first $10,000 through Shopify selling digital products as a creative. So first things first, to let you guys know that I'm not capping, literally, this is my Shopify dashboard right here. And yes, I'm being very transparent. I really don't care if people see how much money I'm making and like when I start making money. It doesn't really bother me too much because like, yo, I'm just beginning. I want to share the sauce with you guys, be completely transparent because hey, it's cool. You know, I like sharing my numbers, showing you guys what's kind of realistic, what's not, etc. So let's go ahead and start breaking it down. So January is when I really started thinking about starting digital products. I didn't know what I was going to create or what I was doing, but I was like, yo, this business model seems pretty dope because I get to just create content, create a digital product. I create it one time and then I sell it forever and I can make money from it. So this is January. The first month we ended up doing in January, let's see what we did. In January, we ended up doing $469, which to be fair is actually a decent amount of money. And I believe I was just selling one product at this time, and that is my essential effects. I don't even think it was my bundle yet. So month one, $460. Month two was $300. So we dipped down a little bit. This is actually where money was getting pretty tight for me. So I ended up getting a job at Chipotle. So that's why I dipped down because I posted less, wasn't really doing what I should have been doing because I was just tired from work, etc. But yeah, is what it is. And then the next month we ended up doing $679. And in April or in March, I ended up quitting Chipotle after I got to this point. I did like $679 and I was like, yo, you know what? Like I'm not posting a whole lot, but I'm still making sales and this is almost enough to start covering rent. So I was like, yo, what if I just quit and start going all in on digital products? And that's exactly what I did that month. So that month, I believe I was posting at least 3 times a week on Instagram and I was posting here and there on YouTube. Nothing too crazy, but nonetheless, we started posting on YouTube. The month of April, we ended up bringing home $2,400. And thank God I took the risk and quit my Chipotle job because it paid off. Literally, I made $2,400 with digital products, creating content for a living, literally. It was freaking sick. So that month was actually very huge for me. Like it was a big month. I was super excited and I just felt the momentum sort of just going up from there. So I was like, yo, I made the right choice, quit Chipotle. I'm finally in the business model that I absolutely love. May, I ended up, I went to Chicago, saw my buddy Bryan. That was a really cool experience. What did we do in the month of May? We ended up doing $3,000. So we went from 24 to 3,000. So that was a $600 increase, which is pretty cool. Like it's just pretty dope seeing the chart of like, okay, I'm putting in a little bit of effort, made a little bit of money, started slacking off. I saw the slack off and then I started putting in a little bit more effort and then I saw it pay off and then I quit my job and then it just freaking blew up, right? So that's what's kind of cool is like if you put in the work and you're doing the right things, then this business model will work for you, which is pretty dope. Next month, 3,000. And then in July, we ended up doing 3,200 and July's not done yet. So yeah, so this number actually isn't right because I've actually done $3,700 in the past 30 days in July. So I don't know why that's not counting. But anyways, like, yo, $3,200, digital products, working 2 hours a day is pretty nuts. Like that's really good. It's a dream lifestyle. Anyways, let me just check my last 30 days so that way I can show you guys like I'm not really capping. So $3,700 in the last 30 days, 4K. So that's crazy. To me, that's just insane. So that's kind of like the overview of my numbers month by month, if you guys were curious and just seeing that. Honestly, it could have been way shorter, but I just really wasn't putting in too much work or putting in the right work. So that's what this video is sort of about, just showing you guys exactly what I did to like sort of succeed. If I was to start digital products today, what exactly would I get started doing? What pieces of content would I post? Where would I be posting, etc.? These are all questions that sort of I had to answer myself. And if there's any more questions that I don't get in this video, please leave like a comment down below and I'll be sure to like sort of get to you, answer your questions. So let's just assume you have your products made. We're just gonna do like a content strategy for digital products. What I would highly recommend just getting started is if you don't have a YouTube presence or an Instagram presence, I would highly recommend you start on YouTube. So we're going to talk about YouTube first. So for YouTube, you're going to want to be posting, let's say for me, because I can only talk from my experience, create content that's similar to your product in any type of way. So for me, my product solves like editing problems. So I'm going to go ahead and teach people who are trying to learn how to edit, because I can solve their problems with my like preset pack, etc. For me, it was only natural to start creating tutorials, and that's a huge sort of pillar in my content strategy. So tutorials, eventually I'm gonna start doing talking heads, and then also I'm gonna start doing, and then some vlogs. The biggest thing, really think about what you're optimizing for. And for the past couple months, I've been optimizing for sales to my editing preset pack. So it makes sense that all of my content was tutorials, and I would literally just start with 3 tutorials a week, and then I would just start there. So I wouldn't dive any deeper than that. Just 3 tutorials a week. And then if that's too easy for you, you could literally start doing 5. Or if you wanted to go crazy, you could also do 7 days a week. Let's go ahead and just say you want to get started with that. That's sort of like the a great starter sort of thing to get started on. That's exactly what I was doing for a while, and like it worked out pretty well. Now let's go ahead and talk about why we want to focus on YouTube first. And that's because when people go on YouTube, they're actively searching out answers to their problems, and they're more willing to watch a longer video. And typically, the more time you spend with someone, the more you begin to trust them. Like, this is all basic business sort of lingo. The more time they spend watching your content, the more they're gonna trust you, and then the more willing they're gonna be to buying your product. So the reason why we're doing YouTube right now to get started is because the conversion percentage is just better. So if you get 100 eyes, let's just say you'll get 10 buys. We'll just say that for tutorial sake. That's why I say go start with YouTube. You're gonna get people watching you longer. You're gonna actually be able to build a dope little community. So moving on from YouTube, if you don't know how to like create YouTube content, go ahead, watch all my videos. You can kind of piece together how to edit Premiere Pro. I have thumbnail editing tutorials, etc. And then you just go ahead, copy all my descriptions, like use it as a template, etc. Get started with that like ASAP, as soon as possible. The biggest thing in the beginning for you selling digital products is you want eyeballs, right? You want people to be looking at your offer, because you want to see how many people see your offer and then how many people buy your offer, which pretty much leads you to seeing your conversion rate. You want a like conversion rate of like 2% or higher, right? Anything lower than that, your website sucks. You need to go fix it. Now moving on to Instagram, let's go ahead and get you started on Instagram. Instagram, really, like, I like it because you get to build an audience of people who know you, and like people just kind of get to know you. But primarily, you're not gonna make too many sales. You will if you're selling. But if you're doing like normal like content, just talking about like what the dog did today or something like that, like you're not gonna make sales. So you have to create content that sells. So create content that sells. And a lot of people struggle with this. Like I actually struggle with it too, because I was like, yo, I'm gonna look like a sellout. People are gonna like think I'm like scummy or something like that. When in reality, no one's gonna think that, as long as you're not just selling each and every single time you post, because then you're literally just on Instagram to make money, which of course, yes, I'm on Instagram to make money, but at the same time, like you do want to give value to the people that are coming to your page. Otherwise, people are just gonna be like, oh, like I don't want preset packs, and that's all you're doing, so I'm not gonna follow you or watch your content anymore. So the biggest thing is just give value, and then make some sale videos. Get a healthy mix. Honestly, I would say like a whatever split feels comfortable to you, but genuinely sell your own product more than you think you need to, because that's how you're going to get more sales. That's how people are going to know that you're selling an actual product that they can go buy right now. You know what I mean? Like people aren't just going to know landing on your page that you sell stuff and that they should buy from you. You have to tell them why they should buy from you. So really, top of funnel content, and then just like, I'll just say bottom of funnel, when it's kind of not technically bottom of funnel, but we'll just say it is. So this is going to be more general. So for me, I'm a creative. So I'll be like just creative tips slash struggles, value automations like ManyChat or something like that. You can add ManyChat automations in your Instagram. That's a great idea. So all this stuff will just kind of boost and signal to the algorithm that you want to push your stuff out to a broader audience. And then your bottom of the funnel content is going to be more about like you talking about your product, which is actually really funny because every single time I talk about my products and create a video for them, those videos actually pop off and get like 50K views, which is hilarious to me when that's supposed to be bottom of funnel, but it's actually top of funnel. It's really weird, to be honest. Like it's really strange. So maybe I have these backwards and I just don't know yet. Let me know down below if I'm screwing that up. I don't think I am, but who knows? So we'll just basically say like these are pretty much ads, like softer ads. So like soft ads, like soft pitching in a way. My Instagram content strategy is literally like talking head. So like 2 talking heads. And these both are top of funnel. And then I have like a talking head sales. And then sometimes I even do like product sort of like before and afters. So that's kind of like what I do for Instagram. Sometimes it's 3 times a week, 4 times, 5 times a week. If you can really try to do 3 to 5 times a week. For me, I've been doing daily uploads on YouTube, so I haven't been going too hard on Instagram. When I get back into the swing of things, I really want to be doing 3 times at minimum a week. So for you, 2 talking heads and then 1 product before and after, or 1 talking head sale. Literally do what you want. Or you could even create faceless content as well, which I actually did a lot of. You guys can go ahead and check out my Instagram and just scroll through like the past months, like see what I was doing, because that's exactly what I was doing. And I was making story posts. In short, YouTube 3 times a week, Instagram Reels 3 to 5 times a week. Sick. So that's kind of your content cadence. So that's sort of like step number 1 for how to actually make sales. And then eventually step number 2 is running paid ads, which I actually haven't done yet. So I made my first $10,000 without any paid ads. I literally just started running them yesterday, so I'm not really counting it, but I'm not putting enough money into ads to where it actually makes a big difference. Like I probably haven't even made money off the ads yet, to be honest. How I made my first $10,000 was posting 3 times a week pretty much, and posting 3 to 5 times a week on Instagram. Keep it dumb simple in the beginning. Like the biggest thing for me was I just always overcomplicated like what I was doing, because I felt like I needed to be working harder than what I was doing, because when you're doing 3 tutorials a week, that's pretty easy to manage. And then also when you're creating 3 to 5 reels a week, that's also really easy to do. Don't let yourself get into this weird mindset of where you feel like, oh, I'm like kind of being lazy, where it's like, dude, like there's not really much more you can be doing unless you want to go start running paid ads, or you want to go do outreach. So let's say you're not making enough sales, or you're not making the amount of sales you want to be making. Let's go ahead and like sort of reverse engineer how to get to the point where you want to be. Okay, so for me, I want to make 10K a month. I'm currently not there because I just made my first $10,000, which is pretty funny. So right now I am at 3.7K a month. And let's go ahead and look at my numbers. So in the last 30 days, I have 3,955 eyeballs. And then we had 81 paid orders, but we did have 470 total. Okay, so let's go ahead and do some math. Okay, so the way we're gonna actually find our conversion rate, which is important, is we do 81 divided by 39.55, your number of orders divided by the number of eyeballs you have to your website, and then you'll get a number. And for me, this number is 0.02. So literally it's exactly 2%, which is pretty typical. So with that in mind, how are we gonna go ahead and get to that 10K a month? All right, so because I am bad at math, we're gonna go ahead and actually use ChatGPT for this sort of equation. So we're gonna type in if 35 store visitors convert at a 2.05% and make $3,700, how many store visitors we need to hit 10K in sales? So hopefully ChatGPT gets this right, because I don't know how to do this, unfortunately. So it looks like it's actually doing it. Number of conversions, yada, yada, approximately 81. That checks out for 81 orders. Calculate the number of conversions needed to hit 10,000. Oh, okay, word. Okay, number of conversions needed, 218. Since the number of conversions must be whole number, 1 up to 219. Number of visitors needed, number of conversions. Okay, number of conversions needed over conversion rate. So ultimately we are going to need 10,683 store visitors. So once you have all of these numbers sort of down and plotted, it's just all about hitting these numbers. So how do you hit these numbers? One, create more content, or two, go ahead and just run ads to hit that number. Of course, you're gonna be dipping into your profit a little bit from that. As long as you hit that number, you should be good to go because you'll be converting at a rate of 2%. So anyways, guys, I kind of hope this helped you guys kind of see how simple selling digital products is. I know I spent like 30 minutes describing this sort of process, but I just wanted to come on here, drop some sauce, kind of break it down like numbers wise for me. So that way you guys can see like a real person doing this real time, building their own e-com store, kind of knows what they're doing, but also has a lot to learn. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Remember, take action, take over. Peace.